L'évasion ultime de l'après-vie. Première partie. Jason Breshears, le témoignage de son EMI et réflexion sur la simulation, la scène coupée. Voici un extrait qui ne figurait pas dans mon film, L'évasion ultime de l'après-vie, première partie, concernant l'accident de moto de Jason Breshears, son expérience de mort imminente et ses réflexions sur la simulation dans laquelle nous vivons. J'ai décidé à l'époque de ne pas le faire figurer dans la première partie de mon film, pour des raisons de timing et surtout pour des raisons personnelles exposées dans la description. Jason Breshears du site Archaix.com parle de son accident de moto, l'ayant conduit à l'hypothèse de la simulation.
But I released that one video, and as soon as I released that video, I had a terrible motorcycle accident. I had rebar go through my leg. I went to ICU. I had a little surgery done on me. My bike, Progressive Insurance had to pay for $8,370 or $8,730 in new parts because I wrapped my bike around a concrete pylon. I landed upside down in the air, and I don't remember where the rebar got stuck through my arm, but I didn't roll or slide or anything. I was upside down in the air, and it was just it was a total body impact, upside down on a concrete pylon underneath a bridge in a construction site, and I just slid down and hit the ground, and I got right back up. And I had people leaving all their cars in nearby traffic running out to this field, and I just remember, I mean, the whole thing is still clear to me. I just remember how interesting it was that all these people were coming to me, and I remember talking to them. And I remember a Hispanic guy taking off his shirt, and a woman took it, and she started wrapping my head, and I couldn't imagine what was going on. I didn't know that my clothes had been ripped off of me. I went through a fence. I didn't know all that. So she's wrapping my head. I don't know I'm covered in blood. I don't know that I'm hurt. I don't know anything. I look over at my motorcycle, and in my mind, it looked fine. And when I talk to these guys, hey, will you do me a favor? And my bike shouldn't be laying down. Will you please set it up? And I remember how curious they looked at me, even though three of them went over there and they picked my bike up. I didn't know it was a total wreck. So I don't know if you know anything about motorcycles, but the tree on a Fat Boy is a huge steel stem with 4 giant bolts that holds the handlebars. And Fat Boy motorcycles are like 1,000 pounds. It's a huge bike. Tires are real wide. Well, my tree was bent in half. And even the Harley dealership couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe I was still alive. But when I was standing in the field talking to people, I was so interested in them. Each person that opened their mouth, I was exchanging dialogue. I was standing up erect. I was just fine. I wasn't hurt or anything. And to me, people were so interesting. And it was just this level of detachment. And they were all surrounding me. And I remember pulling my phone out, and I called my sister, and she answered. And I said, hey, I'm probably going to the hospital. I don't know how bad I'm hurt, but I just had a motorcycle accident. I'll talk to you later. So they asked me to sit down. Once I sat down and complied, things came rushing to me, and I guess I blacked out, because when I woke up, I was in the ambulance, and a woman was looking into my face, and I tried to get up, and she stopped me, and I asked her what time it was. And she told me the time, and I instantly told her, damn, I'm missing 17 minutes. So she reported this to the ER, and she told the ER that this exchange had happened. But I was released from the hospital, went back, had my bike rebuilt and all that. But never have I forgot how awesome it was to feel the way I was feeling at that moment. It was I was me. The personality of Jason was there. I was me, and I could feel my body, but there was absolutely no pain. I was no discomfort, no pain. Later on, now it took me over 50 days to heal. I was bedridden for a while, and it wasn't because of the rebar going through my leg or the lacerations from the fence ripping my clothes off. It was because the impact had sloshed all my internal organs. It was a perfect upside down body impact on the concrete. All my internal organs had basically been stretched, and I had to do a lot of. It was hard to breathe, hard to eat, hard to swallow, hard to talk. Everything was really hard about 2 days after this incident, but mentally, this entire thing changed my whole perspective. It changed my very next video was on simulation theory, and I never intended on that. Simulation theory wasn't even on my map. It was my first video doesn't even hint of it. It's just about the Phoenix. But my second video, I go into detail about simulation theory and how I'm going to wrap all my research around this. And I made a series of promises in my second video explaining that, look, I'm going to show you how the history of the world unfolds. I'm going to show you these mathematical protocols, cataclysm protocols, all the things that are operative throughout our collective existence. I'm going to show these in a series of videos. And I've lived up to those promises. That video was 2 years ago. But the motorcycle incident 100% changed my perspective. It put all my research into a context I could wrap around now. Instead of a bunch of independent discoveries like I intended on my YouTube channel to be, now my YouTube channel was going to have focus. And it was all behind me getting real hurt real bad with that motorcycle.
L'hypothèse de simulation énonce que la réalité observable a pour trame une simulation, semblable à celle de nos ordinateurs, sans que les entités y évoluant puissent la distinguer commodément de la vraie réalité. Jason Breshears, nous sommes plus que nous ne le supposons, fantastiquement puissants, capables d'échapper à la programmation des donjons, de reconnaître la programmation par défaut négative et de créer notre propre réalité. Les recherches de Breshears vont en profondeur pour pénétrer à travers les couches de tromperie afin de dévoiler de nouveaux concepts et découvertes sur le monde antique, ses habitants, ses croyances, ses civilisations et les catastrophes qui leur ont mis fin. Jason croit que nous existons simultanément dans deux réalités différentes. Le collectif qui est scénarisé et comprend des événements planifiés et exécutés au-delà de la capacité humaine à modifier, et le personnel où nous pouvons être individuellement à l'abri et séparés de tout ce qui se passe autour de nous. Jason Breshears, chaîne YouTube Archaix, sur le cycle de réinitialisation, le phénix, le destructeur, passe tous les 138 ans.
The system is an entropy. It's an advanced entropy. It's basically why several different prophets were allowed to say the things they did, because they knew from experience what a system goes through when it's falling apart, when it's an advanced entropy. There will be signs in the sun, signs in the moon. There will be natural laws of existence that don't seem to be working the way they're supposed to be working. There will be mass vanishings of people. There will be edits where we will find whole cities and civilizations perfectly intact, buried in mud, but not a single human skeleton. The control program is losing. It's becoming more amorphous, and this always happens. And the more it involves the human collective, the more entropy is introduced, because the power source has always been the collective psyche. But when a significant portion of people start disbelieving in the world that they're living in, it loses power, and the world that they're living in starts falling apart until it is reset.